Hey, welcome back or welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be testing whether or not I can make a headset mic sound as good as a compressor mic. Okay, so here I have OBS open, and what we're going to do, we're going to first of all add a new source like so, and we're going to add a audio input capture, and we'll call this headset just so we know. Let's say it. Okay, and we're going to link that to my headset. So there we go, it's showing just there. And I'm going to mute that one because otherwise I'm going to end up with two mics going at the same time. So what we're going to do now is mute my compressor and we're going to keep this one going. So here we go. So far, this is how my voice sounds on the headset mic. As you can see, it's going just over, even at normal volume. If I'm going to move this out of the way. As you can see, even at normal volume, it's going just over the threshold. Sometimes it's peaking and clipping quite high. So here we go, what we're going to do. First things first, I'm going to click on the little sound icon on the bottom right hand side of the screen. Let's move my camera just slightly. The sound icon bottom right, as you can see there. And we're going to open sound settings. And that's going to open like so. Then we're going to scroll down to the microphone. What we're doing is we're altering the gain input from the very furthest place from OBS. The best place to edit your sound or the volume gain is as far away from the program you're using it on, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do is select that one anyway, and what we're going to do is alter the sound so that if you look at the graphic equalizer at the bottom, we're going to make it so that that graphic equalizer ends just below the red. So we're going to lower the volume and keep talking while we lower the volume until it gets to about there. That's not too bad. So it's about, at normal speaking volume, it peaks around about half. Let's touch it, touch higher. There we go. So it's peaking just around, you see where it peaked, those two dots there, that's where it peaked. And it peaks generally where you have your P noises and B noises and V noises. So that's where it's going to peak at normal speaking range. So we're going to close that off. We're going to click on the three dots and we're going to go to advanced audio properties. Now we're going to go and find the microphone that we're looking for, which is the headset one, and we're going to click on mono, so then it goes to both speakers on both sides. Both speakers on both sides, because if you have it like that, it's going to default on your left hand side speaker. So there we go, so that's now on both speakers, and we're also going to monitor the speakers so that we can hear what's happening and hear the quality. And it is down to personal preference, to be honest. The quality and the sound of the microphone is how you want it to sound and how you feel that your viewers would want to hear your sound. I've got quite a croaky voice. Quite often it sounds like my microphone is distorting. It's just my natural sound. But here we go. So as you can hear, there's quite a lot of buzzing. We're hoping to get rid of that. I don't know if we can, but we'll try. So I'm going to close that off. That noise could be the fan. I have a fan just over kind of there. So next up we're going to go to filters, which is just on those three dots again, and we're going to do that. Okay, and the first one we're going to do is the gain again. We're going to add the gain at the top of the filter. So we're going to add a filter, and you'll see gain just there. So it's the very first thing that gets altered. So we've altered it right at the front end of the device, which is with Windows. Leave it as gain. And we're going to look again here. Now if you look, it did peak slightly into the red. So we're just going to make that a little bit lower. So hopefully it doesn't peak too high now. So I'm talking normal volume. And it's peaking where we want it to, mid to top end of the yellow. The next one we're going to look at is noise suppression. That's that one. Okay. And we're going to get the noise compression already. Have you noticed it's gone? The buzzing noise is gone. So depending on what graphics card you've got, I'm using a and I'm not using an NVIDIA. I'm using an AMD, and in my opinion, not great when it comes to audio, and they tend to not do much with regards to audio really compared to the NVIDIA. So mine's running off the CPU. It's perfectly good. If you have an NVIDIA graphics card, you'll be able to use that there. But if you notice straight away, the buzzing's gone, so that's great. Okay, so next up is the 3-band graphic equalizer. Down to personal preference. It's how you feel your voice sounds best to you and to your viewers. So I'm going to raise my highs to around about 2.5 and my lows about 1, and I'm going to lower my mids to around about 5. Okay, so next up we've got the expander, and you can keep these not far wrong, to be honest, probably slightly higher, about 2.93. Threshold, we're going to change that to about 45. 45. Now again, this is from my headset. You might want to change it according to how you prefer it to sound. Remember that. The attack, you're going to lower that as low as possible because you want the effect to happen as soon as your microphone picks up your voice. You don't want it to pick it up. I know it's only 1.10 of a second, but the quicker it picks it up, the better. So you literally want that as low as possible, which is 1. And the release at around about 100 milliseconds, just to give it time to hear your voice finish. Then 100th of a second later, it cuts off the effect. Okay, and now we're going to add a compressor, and what the compressor does, this compresses your voice range so that if you shout or scream, let's say playing Phasmophobia, and someone does a big jump scare and you're a screamer, then this will stop your microphone from clipping. So again, we want the attack to be as low as possible, 1 millisecond, and we want the threshold to be, if you talk as loud as possible, we want it to go not into the red, basically. So you keep talking loud, that's as high as it'll go. It won't peak any higher than that. So there we go. So even if I talk really loud, it's still not, it's going to touch the red, but it's not going to go right into it where your mic starts to clip. And that's perfect on that. You don't need to change your gain. Again, we changed that at the beginning. We don't want to keep messing around with the input and the output gains, because we've set them already. Okay, so next up we've got the limiter, and this basically does the same again. What the compressor does, it compresses the sound, so when you talk quietly, it tries to raise the volume to roughly mid of the yellow part of your equalizer, and when we're talking really loud, it's not going to really push it into the reds. And also the limiter will do the same at the top end again. So the limiter, we're going to push right up to 0 decibels, which actually we'll put it on 1, which is 1 above sorry, one below your top end, your very top end. So if you drop your mic or bang your microphone, it's not going to make a massive reverberation noise. It's going to keep it, if you're looking at 0.0 decibels. So if you bang your mic, it shouldn't go any much higher than what it wants to. It'll decrease the noise. So although it will go into the red, it'll decrease the noise for your viewers. That makes sense? And that's everything. Now, I'm quite happy with that, considering that we're using a little dinky mic. I think it now sounds quite reasonable, and you'd probably be able to use it for your videos if you don't have yourself a decent compressor mic or audio interface. I think OBS is quite a powerful program and can do quite a lot with that. There are going to be engineers who could probably talk you through that in more depth and make it sound probably a little bit more crystal clear. But I think in the 5 or so minutes it's taken us to do this, I think we've done really well. If you look, there's no external noise. I'm clapping next to my mic. That's not coming through. But the talking is, which means also, if you're like myself, who's quite a heavy breather, especially when you're playing a game and you start getting into the game, you're going, very little of your breathing will come through, so your friends won't be listening to you going, breathing all the way down their ear holes. So I think we've done really well there. Very little noise coming through from even tapping the microphone. So yes, you can make a cheap microphone sound half decent. So guys, if you found this helpful in any way, drop a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and drop me a little comment below. Let me know what you want to hear from me in future videos, and see if we can help you there. Okay, thank you very much, and see you soon.